Another day, another video. I've recorded a couple of games back-to-back of Titanfall 2, and I figured we'll do one a day for a couple of days, and help to quell some of the human malware-induced boredom. It's going to be the same as last time. Still attrition, still Volt, still Ion, but this time on Relic, returning Titanfall 1 map. One that plays pretty much the same in both games, despite the movement mechanics and things, I mean, fundamentally being the same, but on the whole, working a little bit differently. The game still plays pretty similarly. It's still oftentimes fighting for control of mid, and if fights break out for mid, it is usually on this side of the map. The other side of the map is generally not used a whole lot, unless you're playing specifically in CTF or you're in a really bad spawn camping situation. This is typically the side of the map that most of the action seems to happen on. You are going to be seeing a second Titan get used in this video, and I promise that it's not Tone. Although I don't promise I do well with them, but we do have a little bit of fun a little bit later on in this game. I will say for the first couple of minutes, I don't see any enemy pilots, like, at all. So, like, we're just standing in their spawn, killing grunts, and I'm just, like, wondering, like, why I cannot find any enemy pilots whatsoever. Like, I look at my map, and I see the map blink red there, so I instantly try to turn back and see what it was, but just grunts everywhere. So we're just gonna keep running around and just garnering points. I'm already more than halfway to my Titan, and I haven't even seen an enemy pilot yet. So if you guys are not farming grunts, you guys gotta make sure you're doing that. Whether you're playing attrition or not, those points towards your Titan from just killing any minions, doing anything at all, is really, really important. This guy I expected to fast peek me again and try to kill me, but he just decided to run away when I did get a couple shots on him. So I just turned tail and left because I saw my teammate was pushing. There was no point in me trying to run along with him and try to steal that kill. Just let my teammate get it and keep my own life handy, because keeping my bonus meter alive and just making sure I don't lose that so I don't lose Titan control is important. But, you know, finally, of course, we get our first kill here on our favorite opponent. And already, like, 2 pilot kills, all it took to get the Titan in a game mode like this. So if you're not just farming grunts and preventing yourself from dying as much as possible, I do think that is one of the most important winning strategies for this game. Is just, if you don't get a lot of kills, it's not that big of a deal as long as you're killing minions and not dying. Like, as long as you're not giving points to the other team, then, you know, your overall point flow for your team is still going to be positive. And I mean, sometimes that's all that your team really needs to secure a win at the end of the day. Is just make sure that you just die less. Even if you get less kills for it, dying less is oftentimes good enough. And then, you know, if you can go on a tear from there, do it. But, you know, in this case, didn't really seem all that necessary. I'm still just having trouble finding anyone from the opposing team, though. So this is just, once again, like, what you're supposed to do in a lot of games like this is, like, even if you don't find pilots, just kill some minions, get your Titan charge up, get your ultimate, your core ability charge up, and just go from there. Because once you do start finding people and they start attacking you in droves, as long as you've got all your abilities charged up and ready to go, then, you know, any health they may have chipped off you up to that point doesn't really matter. Because if they drop their Titan in a dome and you can just core them and kill their Titan from the drop, then, I mean, you're still coming out ahead. So really simple, really fundamental game. I know this is going to be a little bit less entertaining from the last two, I'm sure, but there's a lot of, like, decent things to be learned here, and just the core fundamentals of what is important, and even just a simple thing like attrition. Like, I know there's a lot of people that watch the videos even after all these years that are still coming into Titanfall 2 fresh, having never played before. So you can't stress these fundamentals enough. You really, really can't. It's really critical that if you're still learning, if you're not the best at the game yet, just focus really hard on limiting the number of deaths that you have. Pick up whatever kills you can. As long as you're staying score positive, you're going to be doing just fine for your team. There will be situations where that's not good enough, but don't worry about that until you start playing the game a whole lot more and you really get into the swing of things. Now, once again here, that 0-point tripwire just really paying out dividends. I guess it doesn't really matter so much because there's no enemy Titans yet. We're almost 4 or 5 minutes into the game now, and there's still just no Titans. So it didn't really matter. I didn't need the energy anyways, but still, like, just imagine there were enemy Titans around and I can just drop that 0-point tripwire really quick, pick up a bunch of points for my team, charge up my core really quick, and that's all just really, really great stuff. Getting that core charge up is the most important thing if you are the first Titans to drop in a match, because once the enemy team does start dropping, especially if it's a coordinated team and they coordinate their drops at the same time, you need that core advantage more than anything else, so that way you can get some damage off on them really quickly right away when they spawn in. But you'll see here, now that enemy Titans are finally starting to drop, I mean, we're going to do exactly what we're talking about here. As soon as that Titan gets up out of its dome shield, we have a core ready, we just nuke it and kill it, and now, even though my Titan is pretty much dead, I've gotten a lot of value out of this thing, right? So, just one of those things that everyone should be doing. And this person is being super generous, where instead of, like, healing up their Titan and, like, supercharging them, they're going to supercharge me, an already doomed Titan, and, you know, we'll see that pays off in dividends for them. I try to goose this guy, but I keep hitting the button and realizing I don't have enough energy to do a second laser shot, so luckily, lots of Quake has gotten me much better at projectile weapons, and we can track that guy down easy peasy, no problems with the Ion's major main laser here. This Scorch, honestly, I thought was an auto Titan, so I just played really dumb. I could have cored him, but didn't, and I was trying to be super greedy, so that was just a misplay on my part. I don't know why I'm just, like, thinking that all these piloted Titans are auto Titans or vice versa lately. I guess it's just some of the rust coming through, but either way, it was a little bit of a mistake on my part, but I still did super ridiculous amounts of damage to that Scorch, so in the end it's all okay. I did like more than half his bar of health with just the smoke and the tripwire, so this goes to show, like, Ion is just such a good Titan from all ranges, like point blank, long range, whatever. This North Star, like, I really wish that I could have gotten that Titan off the guy's, or sorry, the pilot off his back faster. That's one of those situations where if you're like, you're all on voice and you're playing competitively with some friends, people can call out that they have a Titan on their back, or you can call to a friendly Titan, hey, there's a guy on your back, if, you know, say for example, Stealth Kit is active and they didn't hear it, whatever the case may be. And you can work together to clear those rodeos. Like, this has been like a super easy, reliable strat all the way since Titanfall 1, so unfortunately, I didn't quite get that guy killed as quickly as I wanted to and ended up dying to. I think it was a Firestar, so a little unfortunate there, but in the end, doesn't matter. I still got the clear off. The guy never pulled a battery, so we're all good. And we're so far ahead at this point, and I've seen such little action, I decided, you know what, let's just go ahead and pull out Scorch for the first time in like 2 years, and we'll just see how it goes. I'm not promising a whole lot of success on this first initial run with this beast of a Titan, but rest assured, if no promises, if we do more just little Titanfall one-off gameplays for, you know, filler videos like this here and there, we'll probably try to do a little bit more Scorch in there, just because, like, it is, like, from a design and style standpoint, my favorite Titan, although it is certainly the worst in, you know, 5v5, 6v6 kinds of game modes. It's just too many players. I do think, though, this is going to be like a kind of a weird take for sure. But if you get into like 2v2s, which there was this, like, maybe there was more than one, but I know on PC I commentated one. It was an LTS 2v2 tournament, and I gotta say, in that, where there were just only 2 players per team, Scorch started to shine so much because he just has so much health, and there's just less people that can damage him. I know it's a stupid thing to say. I know it just sounds really asinine to say, but I promise it's relevant. Like, when there's very few people to shoot at Scorch, and Scorch is not constantly being critted by, like, just everyone from all angles, he all of a sudden starts to have a whole heckin' lot of value. Unfortunately here, I'm not able to get my core off and eject in time. Usually when you start your core and then eject immediately, you'll become invincible during that animation, so you'll basically just survive however much burst damage people are putting on you, and your core will still come out. But unfortunately, I was just too slow there. Again, not used to the mashing your eject button to get out, and I didn't do it quickly enough. I know some people have like macros set up where they press their their use button one time and it mashes it 3, 4, 5 times, so that way they get out of their Titan as quickly as possible. Like, you know, again, that's one of those design decisions where, from a stylistic standpoint, I think it's really cool. You have to mash the eject button to get out, but in practice, it just doesn't really work out. I knew that guy came over my head, and I was trying to shoot at him, but this is just one of those situations where Titanfall 2 mantling strikes again and just kills you because it's so freaking slow. I was tracking that guy really well, but because I went into the mantling animation, I lost a lot of shots on him, and he ended up getting the residual punch on me, which was really frustrating, but it's okay. Game's pretty much over anyways, and they're 300 points behind us, so honestly, at that point, who really cares? And thank you to Quake for teaching me some better tracking accuracy overall. Getting kills like that with a charge rifle has never felt easier than it does now, especially if I shake off the rust and continue playing more. So, man, it's another really high scoring game. Only 20 kills, but 182 points, whereas the one we did last time in Homestead was like only about 200, like maybe 205, something like that. So 10 fewer pilot kills, but still a crazy amount of attrition points. So it just goes to show, killing those minions and just playing your objective, just like in any game like this, play the objective, PTFO, and you're gonna do just fine. So that'll cover it for this game. I know a little bit less exciting, but it was a fun one. Like, I did one more game after this, so we'll get that posted up in the next couple of days. Maybe I'll wait. I don't know. We'll see. But next up on the docket is going to be some Pilots vs. Pilots, which I'm honestly shocked that I even got a game for, but I was very happy to have. Pilots vs. Pilots is one of my favorite game modes. I dislike the fact that it's 8v8, but no Titans is just fantastic. My favorite Titanfall is where everyone is pilots only or everyone is Titans only. When you start getting the mix of pilots and Titans in one mode, I start liking the game less and less. So like things like attrition, bounty hunt, hardpoint, even CTF are like just kind of rough for me. But anyways, everyone, that'll do it for today's game. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you had fun, and we'll see you again very soon for some more. Take care.